And out there in that big tree,
Watch
isn't
your
that a
step here.
eucalyptus tree, honey?
What?
For over a year now, the successful star of Designing Women, Delta Burke, has been married to the successful star of Major Dad, Gerald McRaney.
This whole house is so, to me, very Southern. Okay? I mean, it's like Tara in Pasadena.
But what should have been the best year of Delta's life has been a publicity nightmare. A few months ago, Delta shocked her fans by claiming that the set of Designing Women was a difficult, unpleasant workplace. The producers countered with accusations that Delta was impossible to work with. Between the rumors about her professional, marital, and weight problems, Delta has received more mentions in the tabloids recently than Elvis Presley's ghost. This was never what she wanted. Delta Burke was born in Orlando, Florida in 1956. Her father wasn't interested in kids and cut out early, leaving Delta to be raised by her mother and stepfather. She was a stunning child with exceedingly low self-esteem. Her mother thought modeling would help. It led to acting and beauty pageants. For Delta, the runway provided a special blend of Southern comfort. She won a series of titles, culminating in 1974 with Miss Florida.
To wear the crown of Miss Florida 1974, Miss Orlando Delta.
Miss Florida.
Delta Burke, and our state pageant is held in Orlando, Florida.
At the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, Delta failed to finish in the top 10. But she did win a talent scholarship for her portrayal of Anne Boleyn. This is from the Miss Florida competition.
Oh, dear merciful God, please, please, give me the strength and the courage to die like a queen.
She used the scholarship money to go to London with her grandmother and study drama. Afterwards, the two of them set off for Hollywood. Delta had a sultry, feline look that was easy to cast in lighter-than-air, made-for-TV movies like A Bunny's Tale. In 1982, she met producer Linda Bloodworth, who cast her in a Southern spoof called Filthy Rich. Her co-star was Dixie Carter.
I just came by to tell you some fantastic news.
Have you decided to move away, change your name, and never contact us again as long as you shall live?
No.
Then you do not have fantastic news.
That series bombed, but in 1986, Linda Bloodworth Thomason and her husband, Harry Thomason, rehired Delta and Dixie and tried again.
This just makes me furious. You know, when men use women's liberation as an excuse not to kill bugs for you. Oh, I just hate that.
This time it worked.
I don't care what anybody says. I think the man should have to kill the bug.
Designing Women weaves together the lives of 4 Southern women who run an Atlanta interior design business. The ensemble sitcom also stars Annie Potts, Jean Smart, and Meshach Taylor. Delta plays Suzanne Sugarbaker, a shallow, caustic ex-beauty queen who'll say anything.
Everywhere I go, any time of the day or night, I see these women whipping themselves out and acting like public filling stations. I mean, they act like just because there's a baby attached, it's not a breast anymore. Could you see me unleashing one of these outdoors? All hell would break loose.
Each season, the show got more successful. Each season, Delta put on more weight. Speculation and rumors about her imminent dismissal prompted the producers to write a segment based on what she was going through off camera.
Did you hear what Jay said about Suzanne Sugarbaker?
The new poster girl for Save the Whales. Well, no wonder she came alone. I bet she can't get a day.
The segment was entitled, They Shoot Fat Women, Don't They? And Delta got an Emmy nomination for this performance.
The biggest change is that the old Suzanne wouldn't have shown up here tonight. She would have just gotten thin before the next reunion, and then she would have gotten even. But I'm a little older, and I hope a little wiser than that person used to be.
Do you ever wonder why we got married?
No, I know why. I wanted to be a writer, and I felt that I hadn't suffered enough.
On the 3rd season of Designing Women, veteran TV actor Gerald McRaney was brought in to play Delta's ex-husband. Although the two had met before, this clinched it. In May of 1989, they were married in a huge wedding. Her matron of honor was Dixie Carter. Dixie's husband, Hal Holbrook, also attended. if they just completed their wedding dance when the rumors began about their marriage being in trouble. Gerald McRaney, who prefers to be called Mac, was eager to sit down with us for a moment to put those rumors to rest.
What does Mac give you?
Complete love and security and a partner for life.
What does Delta give you?
All of that and an understanding I've never had before. Somebody who sees all the way inside me, warts and all, and still accepts me.
Mac, you've been very supportive of Delta through her problems with her producers. You're a producer yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're prejudiced, but how do you see the situation?
Well, all right, as an actor, not as a producer, what I've discovered is that if a man is very demanding and very exacting, then he's a thorough professional. If a woman does the same thing, she's a bitch.
Delta and Mac are really just beginning to decorate their Pasadena home. Both are Southerners and have given the rooms the feel of the Old South. The ultra-feminine bedroom, the masculine hunt room, and the dining room with drapes made from the same fabric as her bridesmaids' dresses, and a lively painting of Delta on the wall. When you first meet Delta Burke, you're struck by two things. She looks much younger in person. She's only 34, and she has virtually no Southern accent.
When you were winning all of these different beauty contests, what were some of the titles, by the way?
Well, the first one was Miss Flame. And I heard this announcement over the loudspeaker at school, and I decided, well, I'll just go out for that. And I won, and I thought, oh, this is great, because you got a really big trophy. This is similar between me and Suzanne. I love crowns. I have a definite thing for crowns. We have worked this into the scripts, and trophies and things like that. So I thought this was pretty good. You got a tiara, you got a trophy, some presents, your picture in the paper, and I liked this. I liked winning. So it became this hobby, but I didn't know anything about it. So I'd go out for Miss Jamboree Queen, or I won Miss Florida Flame. What else? Miss VFW Post 8207, Miss Gold Star Wives, Miss All Veterans Day. Oh, gosh.
And then finally, you were Miss Florida in the Miss America contest.
Yeah.
Even though in the Miss America contest, you did not
Miss
come
America
in
was hard.
You did not
It was
come
hard
in
for
the
me.
first 10 at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it was very hard to be there. It was hard to lose. It was hard to lose that big and not make top 10 when you just wanted to make top 10 and be discovered. I still want the crown. But it's hard enough being an ex-Miss Florida and being taken seriously in this business.
At the Miss America contest, you won a talent scholarship, yes?
Yes.
What was your talent?
My talent was Anne Boleyn in the Tower of London moments before she's beheaded. I wrote it myself. I designed my own costume, and I cried real tears. And it went great in Orlando at the Miss Florida pageant. Then I got up to Atlantic City, and they team you up with the neighboring states. So I was teamed up with Miss Georgia, who had the thickest accent, and I picked it up. So when I got up to do my Anne Boleyn, it came out, I can't believe that in a few moments I shall be dead. It was terrible. It was mortifying. But it was really, it sucked eggs.
Let's go back to your childhood. When you were a very young child, you had an extremely traumatic experience.
Well, I was molested when I was 4, and I blocked it from my memory for a long time until I was 16 years old.
It was the father of a friend?
No, it was a brother of a playmate. Oh. It's gotten twisted around in the press. I think it was a very confused situation, and he did eventually kill himself. And I would see his sister, and she had such a different look in her eyes, and I'd still be playing with Barbies. And she looked old.
This must have had a tremendous effect on the way you saw men for the rest of your life.
I learned not to trust very much men, and felt that my only value was in my sexuality, or what I looked like.
There are psychologists who would say that the reason you gained the weight when you met Mac was to say, you gotta love me no matter what.
Could be. Could be. There was so much going on in my life at the time. There was adjusting to the show. There were frustrations with the show. There were Oh yeah, meeting Mac for the first time, and this man, somebody who actually loves me no matter what I look like. No one had ever accepted me no matter what I looked like.
He didn't care when you were putting on the weight?
And he didn't care.
Yeah.
He, honest to God, loved me no matter what. And so I'm sure there's a part of you saying, oh yeah, you love me this much?
I'm going to show you.
And I couldn't get over that someone could love me that much. And it's taken years to get used to, but it's wonderful.
You've become a role model, in a sense, for many women and men who have a few extra pounds. This is a chance to say something to them.
I like that.
What do you think they should know from your experience?
What I found from my experience was that getting fat was the worst thing that could have happened to me, and it also turned out to be the best thing. It was the first time people ever listened to me. And to be listened to after all these years is wonderful. Or people really viewed that I had any talent. They couldn't get past what I looked like before.
You know, obviously we haven't known each other very long. But I look at that wonderful smile, and you're funny, and our crew thinks you're terrific. So then I think of all of the problems that I've read about on this program. Let's go back to the weight. You began to gain all this weight. You weren't happy about it. The producers weren't happy about it. There was a report last year that the producers suspended you because of your weight. That's not true.
No.
Were you suspended?
No.
You were not suspended?
I wasn't suspended.
Were they upset at your weight?
I think they were upset with me. I think that, see, in the beginning, when I started to put on the weight, after the first season, they weren't happy about that. And I was trying to do all these extreme diets to keep the weight down, but I was told that I would be, you know, CBS would replace me.
If you kept getting fatter?
Right, and...
So you were in a panic?
I was in a panic. The unhappier I got, the bigger I got. And every season I got bigger.
Then they wrote, they shoot fat women, don't they?
Well, by the time I really got really fat, I mean, then I was fat, and the character worked, and everything was
wonderful.
Was great. So they couldn't really do anything about it then. It was before I got fat that a lot of pressure was put on that way. Then I got fat. There were other problems on the set.
But like what? I mean, you work on the set, the show gets more and more successful. Dixie Carter's a very good friend. Linda and Harry, the producers, are your friends. I mean, what were they doing to you that was so difficult?
Well, Harry would yell and scream quite a bit at all of us, and it's rather frightening. And he did put us all in a room and yell and scream and say how ungrateful we were and throw things at us. And when I tried to leave, he barred the door. And when I tried to phone for help, he ripped the phone out of my hand. And he didn't let me go until he was ready to let me go. And I locked myself in my room because I was afraid he would come, and he did. That's not what I'm hired for. I'm not hired to be terrorized or manipulated. And he did that to all of us. So whatever Dixie and Hal said, they say very different things away from Linda and Harry than what came out in the papers.
Dixie had supported you.
Too.
And now she has, even though you were friends, she hasn't supported you. She supported the producers.
What hurt the most was Dixie and Hal. I feel a great betrayal and a great sadness.
Because they've sided with the producer.
Yeah. And I did not deserve what they did.
Which was?
To lie and betray me. It also is very frustrating to be told that you are not needed. We've all been told that we are not important or needed on that show and that we're all free to go at any time. It's constantly having somebody go to you.
Well, what they said was, and I quote, "We are all mentally exhausted from the daily trials and tribulations of Delta Burke." Those are your producers talking about you.
Linda said she would verbally annihilate and assassinate me. She said that to my attorney. And they were threatening me. I helped create that show as much as they did. She wrote Suzanne Sugarbaker. I have lived Suzanne Sugarbaker. I'm as much a part of the success of that show as they are. I just want to be an equal partner in this. I do not want to be squashed down on the floor like I don't matter or have no brains and nothing I say means anything.
What's going to happen now? They're going to hear you saying this. They don't even know you're doing this interview.
Do they?
I was afraid to tell them.
Will you stay with the program?
I will stay with the program.
Under these conditions?
I have a contract, and I'm not the kind of person who can walk out on a contract. I would prefer to be with the show and make this work. I would like to come to some type of truce, but you cannot feel that you can go out there and libel me or slander me or do this type of thing to me and me not say anything. I've spent 4 years of silence. It has taken its toll on me, and I have to now be true to me. From doing this, I have not had any of the problems I was having before. I have not had any anxiety attacks from stress. I've lost 25 pounds. I'm much happier than I was.
And you think after saying all of this, you can walk back on this set and have everything turn out okay?
Because I'm stronger now, and they cannot break me. I would like to say to Linda and Harry that I thank them for the good times. I have always given them credit for what they did that was wonderful. And I just wanted the same credit back. And as difficult as this might be, I think that we can still work it out. We're both very strong. And I don't know what will happen with us. I don't know that we could ever be what we were, ever. And that's a great loss. All of this is a great loss. It must have been important enough to me for me to say this, for me to risk losing my career and my good name and the money, to risk losing all of that, has to say something to people. This is not a star trip at all. And I would like it to work better with everyone, but I have to be recognized and I have to be acknowledged.